Turning, looking, see.
It's game one of a weekend set between the Yankees and the Chicago White Sox. The Yankees will look to nasty Nestor Cortes to get them back on the winning track after a tough walk-off loss on Thursday. My recap, your reactions, coming up next. This is Yankees Game Night. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. If you're like me and you want to play fantasy sports, but you don't want to compete against bots and people who do this professionally, you just want to have fun and not have to deal with rosters and injuries all season, get the Prize Picks app. Do yourself a favor. You simply pick 2 to 5 players, regardless of their sport. Pick whether they're going to have a good day or an off day. And obviously, the more you pick correctly, the better you do. It's that simple. And their withdrawals are super fast. It is a must-have app for the NYY Recaps audience. Download the Prize Picks app or visit prizepicks.com or use the link in the description of this video and use the code NYY Recaps and they will match your initial deposit up to $100. It will help the channel immensely. Do me a favor, go to Prize Picks, use the code, and win some money. Good afternoon, everybody. Feels like it's been a long time since there's been a Yankee game. Thursday was a day game. Friday was a rain out. And we have not had a home game in a while. So good day for the old Pinstripes. No hats today. It was a really hot day in the Bronx, and that means the ball was going to be traveling. Tough day for pitchers, too. A lot of people don't realize how difficult it can be for pitchers to work in the heat. A lot of times your mouth gets really dry. You get dehydrated. You start getting chills because you get cold, because it's a lot of work generating that much force in that kind of heat over and over again, especially if you have a long inning. So we saw some guys with some long innings today. We saw some pitchers get roughed up more than, we're used to seeing them get roughed up. But overall, Yankees pick up a W. Nestor Cortes, really good start in the first inning, struck out the side. It's not even surprising when he does that anymore. He does it at least a couple of times per game. Top 2, Aaron Hicks was daydreaming about the 17th hole at Chelsea Piers when a catchable ball literally hit him in the foot. How does that even happen? They made the excuse that he lost it in the sun, lost it in the shirts. I don't care. A ball, if you're playing the outfield, ball should never land on you. Luckily, Nestor worked out of trouble thanks to a nice snag from Anthony Rizzo to end the inning. Bottom 2, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa gets the Yankees on the board with a line drive base hit to right field. Contact hitters, you need them. Who would have thought first run of the game for the Yankees? Also bottom 2, DJ LeMahieu porches Dallas Keuchel with the bases loaded. A grand slam.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Third home run of the season for DJ LeMahieu. Yankees jump out to an early 5-0 lead. DJ was showing some emotion on the bases. He doesn't usually do that. He's typically somebody who is very reserved out there. So you know that the recent slump has been kind of weighing on his mind, and it was a big moment for him to come through with that grand slam. Hopefully that gets him turned around. He only had one hit today. His average sits at 267, his OPS at 749. So hopefully he gets it going. That grand slam could be a good conduit to a hot streak. Top 3, Jose Abreu connected for his 4th home run of the season. 3-run shot to make it 5-3. That's the way it goes sometimes. That's why nobody has a 1.35 ERA forever. Eventually, you're going to give up a 3-run home run. Happens to everybody. I said on Twitter, not the first time, won't be the last time. Bottom 3, Giancarlo Stanton beat the shift with a base hit to put runners on first and second. And then Donaldson beat out a ground ball to pick up an RBI. Bottom 5, Nestor Cortes bookended his day the same way it began, struck out the side. His final line for the game, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks again, and 7 strikeouts, 1.80 ERA. Let's hear it for Nestor Cortes. One swing away from 5 more shutout innings. Bottom 5, Giancarlo leads off the inning with his 3rd hit of the game. He's got that average way over 300. He's hitting 309 on the season, and he's beating the shift. He's hitting the ball hard. I hope this is a good homestand for him. We could use it. We're off to a really good start, but the weather's starting to heat up, and it will be fun to see Nuclear Stanton, as Michael K. likes to say. Bottom 5 also, Donaldson's walking to the plate, and as the Yes Network is showing a replay of a previous altercation between Donaldson and Anderson, Yasmani Grandal, the catcher for the White Sox, starts yapping, just running his mouth to Donaldson. And Donaldson's just trying to get in the box, and he looks up like, what? What are you talking about? Bench is clear, there's some words, but nobody really wants to fight the Yankees. Come on. Have you seen how big these guys are? Nobody's going to fight the Yankees. They will get balled up and tossed in a trash can like a piece of paper. Top 6, the White Sox got to Mike King for 3 doubles and cut the lead to 6-5. Not a good day for His Majesty. Bottom 6, Rizzo picked up a sac fly to make it 7-5. Yankees get hit in the mouth, but once again, they answer right back. Top 7, White Sox put the first 2 runners on, but Johnny Lasagna struck out 3 hitters in a row to get out of it. He had a really strong fastball today. Good movement, good velocity, up over 100. Miguel Castro did a really nice job in the 8th to get a couple of outs. And then Clay Holmes with the 4-out save. He was fantastic. We'll get to the box score in a minute, but I'll just let you know, his ERA is down to 0.42. Fantastic job for him. Yankees win, Mr. John Sterling.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
All of that, please.
Anthony Segarra says Yanks are monsters, but before we get to the rest of your reactions, we have got to award the belt. Hit a grand slam, get the belt.
Belt winner.
I thought it would be closer. I put up a poll for a little bit in the 9th inning right after the final out for, maybe 5 minutes. And it was a runaway between LeMahieu and Holmes. I thought Holmes deserved a little bit more recognition, but he hit a grand slam. You win the belt. I understand it. I think it's interesting. And by the way, Frankie says somehow the belt should go to Josh Donaldson for keeping his composure. That's an interesting take. I mean, he struck out. It would have been nice if he hit a monster home run. I tweeted there, the best thing you can do in that situation is hit a mammoth home run and just take your time going around the bases, give it a nice little bat flip. You might start a brawl, but it'll be an awesome highlight for your career highlight reel. So THG says, do we even remember how Holmes got an earned run to make his ERA 0.00? I don't remember. He has become so automatic. The sinker is just unhittable. Those of you who remember Chen-Ming Wong remember that he would just pound the strike zone with strikes with his sinker. And oftentimes you would see him throw, 6 or 7, maybe even 8 innings and be under 100 pitches because he was very efficient. Because when you're throwing that sinker for strikes and you're just getting nice, easy ground balls, it doesn't take up a lot of pitches, doesn't use up a lot of effort. So 4-out save, very efficient with his pitches. And Holmes kind of has that quality that Wong had. He even throws harder than Wong. Wong was maybe 95, 96, which is still very hard for a sinker. That's Brandon Webb level, but Holmes is in a whole nother category, 98, 99, and with a ton of sink. A really tough day for Aaron Hicks. The play in left field got me a little bit bummed there. I feel like that play should have been made. I'm getting kind of sick of seeing this guy. David Ramos says JD is a troublemaker. JD didn't do anything. Oh, I got to give you
just a bit outside.
I'm sorry. I got to go just a bit outside on that one. JD did absolutely nothing wrong there. Nothing. He was walking up. Go watch the replay. MLB TV allows you to watch that whole inning. Watch it. He was walking up to the plate. He was digging in. He didn't say anything. He was surprised that Grandal was even speaking to him. Now, maybe there was something between him and Anderson earlier, but I don't remember seeing it. Jenny Sue says, Yankees are on fire.
I hardly agree.
They are red hot. Jose Duran says, we love the short porch. Love the Oppo Taco, baby. That's the Oppo Taco sound. Let's see here. Wampbag Doodle says, so no Holmes tomorrow. Probably got the Rays after. Yeah, they might give him the day off, especially with a doubleheader, but you might push him because of the doubleheader. You can carry an extra pitcher for the doubleheader. It'd be interesting to see if the Yankees bring up an extra position player. We did have a day off, but there's been a lot of days in a row that we're having baseball. And I think it was originally going to be something like 23 games in 22 days. And I don't think that actually changes because you get the doubleheader, but just the one day off. You know, even though you are at home and it's nice to have a day off at home, I don't think one day off is really going to cut it. Frankie says, leave Josh Donaldson alone.
I hardly agree.
Alejandro says, Yankees are savage right now. They are on fire. Marcus says, Hicks had a big walk to load the bases for DJ. I'll give him that. He did have a nice walk. He still takes pitches. He still works the count. I think he gets out of the zone when he's got the runners on base, or especially with the bases loaded. He gets away from his game, which is being patient. But also sometimes I feel like he can be too patient and he can let hittable pitches go just because he's got strikes to work with. And we saw the same thing last year. I think, and this is just from years of watching baseball and years of playing baseball. When you're in a slump, a good idea is to be aggressive. Stop trying to walk, even though the walk was nice, but, try and hit your way out of it. That's what my coaches used to say, hit your way out of it. Yashai Khan says, so fun having Rizzo's defense. And if you're going to post here regularly, I got to create the Khan sound effect. Appreciate the comment. We got a lot of people defending Josh Donaldson, and I feel like it's warranted because he's catching a bad rap for anybody who's blaming this on him. Sean Browning says, I love that that Judge and Stanton were quick to get Donaldson's back. Yeah, once those guys step in there, it's over. Nobody wants to mess with those guys, right? If those guys are pulling on you one arm at a time, they'll pull you right in half. Wampbag Doodle says, you can pitch Holmes tomorrow, but it still means he can't go the first game against the Rays. What a job it is managing the pen. I couldn't do it, and I agree. I also could not do it.
I hardly agree.
Shane Johnson says, Hicks is a bum. And Ben Green says, Hicks needs a few months out of the lineup. I'm sure he's due to go to a summer golf tournament here pretty soon. I'm loving the idea of Juan Soto, by the way. Oh, and before we get to the box score, I wanted to give a little shout out, a little plug to an interview I did with Jason Surge from 161 River Avenue. That's going to come out today at 6 p.m. I'm actually going to a double feature of 2 Joe Pesci movies, Good and Evil Joe Pesci. Got My Cousin Vinny, and I've got Casino back to back. So I won't be able to watch the premiere for you, but I set it up to premiere at 6 p.m. We had a conversation about the 98 team versus the 2022 team. Yankees this season 29-10. That 98 team was 31-9 before they had their 10th loss. So let's go to the box score. As you can see, the White Sox actually out-hit the Yankees today 11-8, but it's a run-scoring competition, as Aaron Boone likes to say. Sorry, my dog's going berserk in the background. We got a little thunderstorm happening here, so sometimes the thunder scares her a little bit. So we got a super dono that I want to get to in just a second. Matt Singh says, do you feel like we will acquire Soto? Also, great stream. This team is special. I appreciate that. Appreciate the dono. I was listening to Mad Dog on what's his name of his show? High Heat. And he thinks that it's going to be the Yankees that get Soto. Now, the Dodgers have a better bullpen or a better farm system to deal from, and they might want him too. But and the Mets are also going to be in on him. But you have to consider that the Nationals don't want to put this guy in the National League. Get him out of the league so that they don't have to play him as much. Don't have to run into him in the playoffs playing against them. That's the last thing you want as a GM, to trade a player away, have them sign a long-term deal, and then knock you out of the playoffs a couple of times. I think that he's going to be traded to the American League. I think the Jays are going to be in on him, but I think the Yankees are going to be more aggressive. And I'm sorry to say, you're going to have to give up a lot. You're going to have to give up most of the farm system. I mean, not the entire, there's hundreds of players in the farm, but you're going to have to give up at least 4 or 5 top 10 prospects. You're talking a Volpe, a Dominguez. I think they'll keep one of the shortstop prospects. They might have to give up Austin Wells. So, it is what it is. Senior Nerd says, did we see the last of Chad Green in pinstripes? I don't know. He's got a bad elbow injury. It's, I just want to give a round of applause to Chad Green for all of his years of service to the New York Yankees. Let's finish off the box score here. As you can see, Nestor Cortez, 3-1 on the season, picks up his 3rd win. Holds go to King, Loizaga, and Castro, and then Clay Holmes with the 4-out save. And his ERA down to 0.42. Incredible. All right, a few more comments and about 5 minutes, and then we will get out of here so I can make my Joe Pesci double feature. Draven BBS says, I'm 1,000% sure the Yankees will get Soto. Judge will not be back. It will be tough for fans to lose Aaron Judge if he decides to sign elsewhere. But Soto would give you that insurance policy in case he decides to leave. What I think the Yankees should do is go ahead and pay all of them. Go ahead and pay Judge. Go ahead and pay Soto. Trade for him, and then sign him to a 10-year deal. Give him $500 million if he wants, because that team with Judge, Soto, and Stanton for the next half a decade gonna win a couple of championships.
Pay that man his money.
And Soto, as Anthony Segarra says, only 23 years old. He's on a Hall of Fame track. You don't want to say somebody's a Hall of Famer right now because injuries can happen. Who knows what. It looked like Jose Fernandez was going to be a Hall of Famer, but unfortunately, the accident took that away. So you never know in life what's going to happen. Thurman Munson could have been a Hall of Famer. There's lots of other Hall of Famers who didn't die. But what I'm saying is, it's worth investing both the dollars and the prospects to get somebody like Soto. Sawbelly says, I feel sorry for Chad. He's been a good soldier. Thank you very much for the dono. Chad Green with the Yankees for a long time. He's got a lot of big outs. He's made some big playoff appearances. He's had some down times this year, but it makes sense if his elbow was on the fritz. Best Bros says, do you think Soto will mess up the team chemistry? Absolutely not.
It doesn't work that way.
I think he would only add to the team chemistry. He is so full of life. The guy is smiling and happy all the time. He is, the offensive version of the white whale of Garrett Cole. You have to be all in for Soto. And I'm going to pump the hell out of this summer. I don't like calling myself an influencer, but we've got over 7 million Yankee fans who have watched this channel. And I let you guys contribute every single game to the narrative of this season. And I think it's been pretty clear since it was announced that Soto could be traded that overwhelmingly the fans want him. And in New York, you need stars like him. You need people to put butts in seats. And make no mistake, if George Steinbrenner was alive, Juan Soto would be a Yankee. Somebody said before that, oh, we never get any of those guys. We never get any of the big names that are rumored. Look who played right field today, Giancarlo Stanton. Did we ever think that Giancarlo Stanton would be a Yankee? No. Alex Rodriguez. I woke up one February and saw a newspaper that said Bronx bound with a picture of A-Rod. Never thought that would happen. Roger Clemens traded for David Wells, a guy who was one of the best pitchers on the team the previous year. You never thought that would happen. So, it is what it is. Yankees will play a doubleheader tomorrow against the White Sox at the stadium, and then the Orioles back in town, and then you go to Tampa Bay to that toilet with a roof on it called the Trop, and then it's back home for Ohtani, Trout, and the Angels, and then the Tigers, and we're going to see Spencer Torkelson, and who else do they got? Miguel Cabrera. So I'm going to call it a night. It's Joe Pesci time. Thanks to everybody who watched. One more time, John Sterling.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
I made myself really small.
More of that, please.
Less of that. There we go. Tune in at 6 p.m. for the conversation with Jason Surge. I'll see you next time.